Hey, I'm Kyle from Animist Ecology. I want to welcome you to the second day of the eco-mindfulness challenge. And today we're going to get into something I think is really, really important, which is mindful self-compassion. So being kind to yourself and not judging yourself unnecessarily, not over-identifying with your thoughts, and not thinking of yourself in isolation, but in connectivity with the world around you. And this is a very powerful thing, especially in the winter, because it's easier to be hard on yourself during the winter, on the cold, the dark, the difficult days of winter. So it's really important to really practice mindful compassion, self-compassion, because really compassion for other people grows out of compassion for yourself. The person who's unkind to others is also unkind to themselves in their own private time. Unfortunately, that's how it works. You know, as above, so below, inner world, outer world. Really our, relationship with the outer world, how people see us in the outer world is really a reflection of who we are inside and whether we are happy with that and feel connected to that. So eco-mindfulness should be connected with being grateful for all that nature provides and really being compassionate to ourselves. And one of the things about nature that really has a powerful effect when we spend time in nature. So yesterday we got into the nature ritual. When you're in nature and you're exploring it and you're being present and you're really exploring it in an eco-mindfulness way where you're, observing what you're seeing, smelling, hearing, touching, tasting, really your immediacy of your experience that you're focusing on, you start to get experiences of awe and wonder. And there's been a lot of studies on awe in that it diminishes the sense of self, our sense of self-importance. And when the self feels small in this wider cosmos, we feel more alive, we feel more connected, and then we feel kinder to ourselves and to others, and to other animals, and to nature, and all this stuff that is so lacking in our society today. We're also caught up in this individuality of self-achieved independence, that when people actually achieve that, they get depressed and lonely because they don't need anyone and no one needs them because they're like in their castle on a hill. And you don't want to be that way, because really today, ironically, it's often the kids of the richest families that are the most mentally challenged in terms of their struggles with anxiety and depression and self-hatred and self-judgment. So mindful self-compassion is something we all have to work at. It's very easy today to be like, oh, I'm not as successful as these people I see on Instagram and Facebook and this highlight reel I'm exposed to on my social media feed. And it's important to realize this is not reality, what you're seeing on the screens. And what's important is just being kind to yourself. So one of the key mantras I use for self-compassion comes from a teacher of mine named Eckhart Tolle. And when he was asked in an interview, how is he happy all the time? His answer was, I'm happy because I accept what is. And when you accept what is, your natural state is happiness. But when you're not happy with things as they are, because you want things to be better or different, and you're thinking about something you wish you'd done differently in the past and something you're gonna do hopefully in the future, this is what steals happiness from you. And a lot of the happiness sold in the media and social networks is not happiness at all. It's just fake happiness. It's just happiness of craving and aversion, of wanting things and needing more things. Whereas true happiness is accepting things as they are right now. So what I recommend doing, ideally walking outside, spend 10 minutes just observing the world around you and accepting it as it is. And noticing your thoughts that come up about your life, about your past and your future, and just saying to yourself, I accept what is. I love myself as I am, without changing anything. And true love is about not wanting to change anything about yourself or other people and accepting things as they are. And when you do that, you develop this deeper self-love, self-compassion, this deeper gratitude for this miracle of being alive. And another really good mindful self-compassion practice is to cultivate gratitude in your life whenever possible. So when you eat food at every meal, you should, say grace. If you have a religious practice, you do that, or just thank the animals you're eating, the plants you're eating, the mushrooms you're eating. Just be grateful for the other beings in this web of life that give you life. because as human beings, we can't survive without consuming other living beings that give us energy. And ideally, the closer to the sun those beings are, like plants, for example, usually the higher the nutritional content and the better for our health. But whatever you eat is not important. You know, do the best you can, make your own choices, but don't become moralizing to other people and to yourself and beat yourself up. So practice every day, if only for a few minutes, accepting everything as it is. First thing in the morning is a great time. I accept what is, myself, my environment, the people around me, and doing that, you'll become a more loving person. Okay? All right, tomorrow we're gonna get into developing a daily meditation practice and how to actually form a habit that sticks every day. And then get into how habits are formed and how to rapidly form a habit that sticks. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again. Ciao.